Okay, one other suggestion I have before we get started is that maybe you should do 2 books at the same time. The reason I say that is maybe you could have one book that would be sort of like a sample book where you try a technique, and if you don't like it, or you know it didn't work out the way you wanted to, you wouldn't be so frustrated because you could just leave it, try it again in the same book, and do all of these techniques for the first time in your sample book, and then have another book that when you feel comfortable with doing that particular technique, you could put it in your what do you want to call it? Your master book? I don't know what to call it. Your finished book? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. But you guys know what I mean. That's just a suggestion. That way, if it doesn't work out, you don't get all frustrated. Because I know when I learn new things, it doesn't really, I'm not really that pleased the first time I do it. So that's just a suggestion that you might want to be doing 2 books at the same time. For the purpose of showing you how to do these different techniques, that's exactly what I'm doing, because there's maybe some drawing time, that would take a long time, so I can do some ahead and then show you how to do it, and then just move over to the next one that's already dry. So that's just a suggestion. Alright, so what we're going to do first, I don't even know what to call it. We can call it a secret box. We could call it a memory box. You guys come up with a name and share it with us, and we'll see what we come up with. But anyway, I've made one in another book, and I'll show you what it is before I show you how we're going to do it. Now, those of you that have been in my groups for a while, you know I like elephants. And I've been in various swaps that have elephants. So these that you're going to see, I did not do them. The only thing that I did is I did do the background, and I put some highlights on the elephant, the white gel pen, and I think that's all I've done personally. Now, this was in a swap, and it was a long piece. I cut it in half, and the back part I put over here. So this was hand drawn, and I just thought it was so pretty, and so I created this little box, and this little elephant is in here, and here's another little elephant, and then there's a little baby elephant. I just think it's adorable because I just love elephants. So this is what we're going to make, and there's a lot of different ways you can make these, and how you're going to, or what you're going to store inside of them. I'll show you a couple of ideas. If you wanted to make a smaller version, or if your book is smaller, your book may not accommodate something that large, you could always, if you have any kind of dominoes or anything, you could make it just the size of a domino or a size of 2 dominoes, and then you could glue some kind of a picture on there, and that would be really cute to have in your little box like that. Another idea is, I have these little tins. Somebody sent me a long time ago Maya Road, and these were little sunflower slides. I don't remember what they look like now. I'm telling you, a long time ago. But I loved this, and that would be cute. This isn't deep enough for that. It'd have to be a little bit deeper. But that would be really, really cute to put in there and have a little treasure of some kind in there. Another idea is if you wanted to have this open on the sides, you could put a little matchbox in here. Of course, again, it would have to be deeper, but that's easy to do. And then it could be over here and have a little pull, and you could pull that out like a little secret compartment that you couldn't see, and pull that out, and that would be cute too. I think, oh, and I have this other tin that's even flatter. Oh, it almost fits in there, but need to be a little bit deeper for that to fit in there also, and that would be kind of cute. Alrighty, so those are some of the examples of things you could put in there. You could even, like, I was thinking if you had even like a really nice brooch that maybe is broken or has something missing from it, you could put it in there. That would look pretty. A picture, just a regular old photograph, just really anything. I'm sure you got something that you would like to put in there. Alrighty, so this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it on the back side of the book. Alright, move that over. Now, as far as glues, I don't have any fancy glues. About as, let's see, this is up. Hold on one second. I'll show you my whole arsenal of glues, which isn't a lot. Of course, like almost all of you, I've got the tacky glue, which I really, really enjoy. I have the fabric tack because there's hardly no project I can do that I don't add some kind of fabric to it. I mean, even this had to, my hinge is made out of fabric, and then I have a little piece of fabric there. I punched a hole for that. But this is glued down with this, okay? So, alrighty. Okay, so as far as glue, this is what I have, this is what I have, and this is what I have. That's pretty much it. I don't think I have any other kind of glue, to tell you the truth. Alrighty. So, what we're going to do with this, or this is not my suggestion. You can use any glue that you want to use. You can even use, I think I take that back. I have Elmer's glue somewhere. You can use that too. Like I say, do not want you to run out and go buy anything in particular. Hold on here and take my water. I don't want you to go out and buy anything if you don't have to. Alright, so the way that I do this, whoops, oh, you like this? Isn't that pretty? This was from a swap in my textile group. I love it. That other one I had was also a swap from my textile group, the one I had in the other video. I'm going to try and find them all, because I've actually put a few of them in some of my fabric books. So I gotta take that out of there. I need some, here we go. Alright, so this is what I do. Slop, 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 slop. Put the glue, slop, slop, slop. Okay, I want to get the back, like the first 2 or 3 pages in the back. Okay, so I don't flip it over, because then it's going to get all wonky and warpy. I'm sure you've done that before. Shut the page. Open the page. Rub it down. Voila, look. Perfect. Okay. This one. Now, see, even though this is a sewn book, hold on, let me show you. Even though this is a sewn book, on all books like this, whether they're sewn or not sewn, there's a name for it. I don't remember what it is. I'm sure one of you know. But these 2 back pages are always glued, alright? And so you've always got that little wonkiness there. So we're going to go ahead right now, just to secure it, we're going to put the glue down, just like we did on the other page. So that we can secure this. Okay. And then all we do, shut the book, open it up, and there we go. That's all nice. Alright. So now the next thing we got to figure out is what we're going to use and what the depth of it is, so that we know what, the amount of work with me, people. I don't know what happened to me. All I've had is some ginger ale. I promise you. That's all I've had is ginger ale. Alright. Okay, so now we need to know the thickness of what we are going to put in our little, let's call it a shadow box. I don't know what to call it. In our little shadow box. And we need to grab some papers, the amount of pages that will accommodate that. Alright, now that would not be enough for this. So you got to figure it out. But what I'm going to use to keep it a little bit simple, well, I guess it's simple. I don't know. I'm going to use these. What are these? I bet you some of you know already what these are. These are the tops to the refrigerator biscuits. Boop, pop. These come off the ends. Alright? So I thought I would use these. I have a couple of those, and I thought those would look really cute on a longer. See, this one is this one's square, but if we made it a little more narrow and a little longer, we could set those up in there, and they look, I think, pretty cute. And so that's what I'm going to do here. So I won't need a whole bunch, but I still want it, you know, deep enough where it's recessed. So even if I get this amount, it should be just fine. But I think I'll get a tiny bit more just to give it a little more depth. And see, this is the reason I suggested don't be gluing any pages yet, because like for instance this one, look, you need a whole gob of pages to do this, and if you started tearing pages out and adding pages, and you know what I'm saying. Okay. Alright, so I think this is what we're going to do, and I think it'll work. I think it will. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're not going to glue this to here, because after we put these together and they dry, then we're going to cut the hole, and it's better if you can put something here so that you can cut away instead of cutting, you know, cutting all the way through that and not knowing really where to stop your cutting. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put this here in the back and put that like there. And then I need to get me, I'm real prepared, can you tell? I need another piece of wax paper. Now you can use wax paper, you can use, I guess, jelly paper, if you have any deli paper. You can use freezer paper, basically anything that is waxy so it won't stick. Alright, so I think I've decided about this amount of pages. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so what we do next, very simple. We are going to get our glue, and we are going to paint these pages like this. Just like this. It might be easier just to lay it down. Just want to pick it up a little bit so you see what I'm doing. But when you do it, just lay it down like this. And do that all the way around. Be generous. Okay. Alrighty. And if you've missed anything, we'll pick it up afterwards. So go ahead, put that there, close it up, leave it alone, let it dry. Alright, so now let's figure out what we're going to do with these. I think I'm going to paint the outer part of them because I really don't want the shininess, if you know what I mean. But I was looking around at some paper that I have. I don't know if these are glaring. Let me get those out of there. I was looking at some paper that I have, and this just kind of popped out at me because I had 3 of these and I thought this would work pretty good. So I just went ahead and did that, and I'm going to use these. Alright, and as far as this is concerned, I'm not too sure. You know, sometimes it's really hard to get the paint to stick to this metal stuff, but if you glue paper on it first, that is the way to do it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get me, what, some tissue paper or something? Hold on. Okay. So this is just plain old tissue paper. And I think what I'm going to do is just put some on here, like that, so I will have something to paint on to make it easier than doing it on the metal. So if you're doing something metal that you're going to paint anyway, I would suggest that you cover it up with some paper, and it will make your job so much easier when you want to paint it. That would be my suggestion. Okay, you don't have to watch me do all these. I will be back when I'm done gluing these all done. Alrighty, so I got all the paper put on the metal, and I went ahead and painted these 2 already. It just makes it so much easier. You know, if you've ever tried to cover up metal before and not wanting it to be exposed, you need a lot of coats. This way, if you put the paper, it's pretty simple, and you basically just need you know, 1 coat and it's done. And it dries quicker because you've only got the 1 coat, and the paper is porous, so it sucks up a lot of the moisture, so your project just goes that much quicker. So that's what I do, you know, if I'm not wanting to see any of the exposed metal. Okay, so just that simple, because it's going to be glued down. You're not going to see any of the rest of it at all. That's what I did with those. Then I cut out the girls, and I put a little of Distress ink around the edges. Just a little, because you're not going to really see it that much. It's going to just help it blend into at least the color I chose to paint it. It's a metallic bronze. Yeah, no, espresso is what it's called. Metallic. Did that. Then I came in with some pastels and just put a little bit of color. I put some color in the hair. I put some on her cheeks, and I thought, well, I was getting them done. I go, wait a minute, I gotta show what I'm doing. I got carried away. So this little baby, got to do its bonnet just to make it look a little cuter. And if you don't have any pastels, don't sweat it. If you have pencils, if you have really anything, if you have like for instance, if you have the water-soluble pastels, the wax pastels, I found these at, where did I get these? I got these at Michael's for $3.99. Hello. And some of you might have the Prisma pencils, you know, really anything works. Anything you have, just make it work. And then, I think these are dry. And then all we're going to do is pop those in there like that. Ooh, they already look kind of cool. But of course we need the glue. Just want to make sure it fit. Oh great, now I can't get it out. This is for real, people. This is how it works. Okay. I don't think I need the... let me see. I need to get me... Well, I'm talking to myself a lot, I know. I know you're there. It's not in vain. Oh, dear. Are we having fun yet? And if I'm, you know, being kind of repetitive and redundant, I want those that have never tackled this before to feel comfortable and to see the mistakes that we make, which I'm a great teacher to show you mistakes. Let's see, is this dry? Oh, it's dry too. Yeah, I'm great. I'm great to show you all that. Because I make plenty mistakes. Alright, so just move that around in there. Put the baby. Put the baby in there. Put the baby to bed. And everything will dry clear, so don't worry. That in there. Aww, look how cute already. Look how cute already. We haven't even made our box yet. Okay. That's cute too. Okay. Looking good. Alrighty. So, now I just have to wait for those pages in the book to be dry. And then we'll go on to the next stage. Now, at this point, I'm looking at it. It's pretty matte. Now, I like it like that. But if you want it to be sealed up a little bit more, you want some sheen, You know, you can put a layer of Mod Podge. If you have something glossy, you might want to put it over that. Whatever look you're looking for. Right now I'm happy with this. Once I get it in there, I might change my mind, but I kind of sort of like it just the way it is. Look at yours, what you've decided to put in your box, and see if you want to coat it with something. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Alrighty, so I'll be back when the book's dry.